the freshest podcast on the internet. It's Alpha Duh. I'm your host, Alpha Bathol. Now, in tonight's episode, I will be discussing what underage drinking is, the effects, consequences, and propose an idea that will protect the teenagers of Burlington. Now, what is underage drinking? When Googling that question, the definition by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism says, underage drinking is a serious health problem in the United States, which we are definitely getting into. But for a definition that gives a better understanding, it's really the youth, typically everyone under 21, participating in consuming alcohol. Why underage drinking is important to address is because how it affects teenagers socially, mentally, and physically. As many know, teenagers who are drinking before the age of 21 are breaking the law in Massachusetts. The Massachusetts law states it is illegal for anyone under age 21 to possess alcohol. Teens are getting alcohol from someone older or buying it themselves with the use of fake IDs. The consequences of this serious offense leads to a $300 fine and a license suspension for 180 days. In an underage drinking article by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse, otherwise known as NIAA, it states teens who are drinking before they turn 15 are about 4 times more likely to become an alcoholic than those who wait till they're 21 to drink, which means teens who are experimenting with alcohol in the first year of high school, freshmen, are already putting themselves at risk for being addicted. Now, there are many people who say the drinking age should be 18 because that's when you are deemed legal. Someone who agreed with that statement is Niyonzima, a senior at Burlington High School. As I asked if the drinking age of 21 made teens want to drink more, and if it should be lowered, she said,
I think it should be lowered to 18 because if you can fight for this country and basically you become an illegal adult, then you should be able to drink.
Another agreement with this would be from Shamie, who is also a senior at Burlington High School.
The legal drinking age should be lowered to 18 because if you can vote at 18, serve the military at 18, and become an adult at 18, you should be able to drink at 18.
While others say it should stay the age of 21, like Jennifer Bathol, who is 24 years old and is currently a college student.
I don't think the drinking age should be lower because teenagers are not responsible enough to consume alcohol before the current legal age of 21.
On a larger scale, teenagers drinking alcohol are putting themselves at risk for many horrible outcomes. There are 2 organs that take the most impact when teens begin to binge drink in a short amount of time, and those 2 organs are the brain and the liver. From an article by the DARE Coalition Against Substance Abuse, it says alcohol affects all parts of the brain, which affects coordination, emotional control, thinking, decision-making, hand-eye movement, speech, and memory. That's due to the brain still going through development before the age of 21, which means teens can suffer from permanent brain damage. Then, as stated by the article by DrinkWise, drinking heavily or excessively can cause alcoholic hepatitis, which is an inflamed liver, which may result in liver failure and death. The liver becomes more affected when teens binge drink because drinking way too much alcohol at a time does not give your body enough time to filter it all out, which causes the symptoms of alcohol to take action quicker. Meanwhile, in Burlington, the issue of underage drinking is present as surveys about drinking and other drugs are passed out. Many of the teenagers in school have access to alcohol by either using fake IDs or having someone who is the age of 21 supply them with alcohol. When asking a fellow senior student, Chris Delton, about using a fake ID, he said,
I bought my fake ID for $50.
Which shows how fake IDs are being supplied in the town of Burlington and somehow working against liquor store employees. Many of the teenagers who are drinking are only partaking in having alcohol during the weekends, most of them having about 5 or more drinks every Friday and Saturday, causing harm to their bodies. Then there's another amount who take the risk of driving home intoxicated, risking their lives and others who may or may not be in the car. As stated by Ms. Kazuzi,
underage drinking is a serious problem because these are the same kids that are getting in accidents and dying at a young age.
The controversy surrounding underage drinking usually comes from the teenagers who engage in drinking. Many of them believe there is no harm done when drinking and that they are just having a good time. They also believe if they drink now, it aids their body to getting used to alcohol, so the effects won't impact them as much. However, after doing research, the NIAA, also known as the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, says that young people who drink heavily may put themselves at risk for a range of potential health problems. There is a serious risk in drinking alcohol during the time of rapid growth and development, can most likely upset the hormonal balance that is necessary for their organs, muscles, and bones. Teenagers usually drink due to excitement of risk-taking. Many adolescents seek out new and different dangerous situations with their friends because it's fun. Another reason teenagers start drinking is because of their heredity. The NIAA says, for example, being a child of an alcoholic or having several alcoholic family members places a person at a greater risk for alcohol problems. After being exposed to alcohol all their lives, they don't see the problem in alcohol or use to alcohol as a way to avoid their problems. Medium also has a strong influence on teenagers wanting to drink because of how it positively showcases alcoholic beverages. Most of the scenes in teen movies show parties that are supplied with alcohol and the use of fake IDs. An example of that would be this scene from the movie Superbad.
You said something earlier about like a fake ID or something, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get one, for show. For show. I'm getting that for show.
Can you get us booze?
According to a study that was conducted by James Sargent of the Dartmouth Medical School, teens who watch a lot of movies showing alcohol are twice as likely to start drinking and are much more likely to binge drink, which shows just how much of an impact these movies are having on teens when it comes to drinking. Now, as far as what is currently being done about underage drinking, it's not significant until it seems relevant. In Burlington High School, there is a staged scenario around prom season to illustrate why the students should not drive intoxicated after prom. The scenario is very detailed with the helicopter coming down with a team to aid the victim and the police being on the scene. After that, underage drinking is not a discussed topic. It seems like there's a lot of other things going on that underage drinking goes under the radar. In a 2011 Sun Chronicle article, other towns in Massachusetts, such as Plainville, had a death of a teen named Taylor Meyer who was intoxicated and drowned in a shallow swamp, becoming a rude awakening to the community. This led to the community going to war with underage drinking. Police officers arrested 52 people that were mostly underage on alcohol charges. This casualty of the 17-year-old teen showed people how serious teen drinking is. As much as underage drinking been present, people refuse to believe that their children can be part of it, so it's swept under the rug. The problem is, it should always be viewed as an issue before it escalates to a problem. What teenagers need is a strong community that cares about how to protect them. Just by creating fun, friendly, and alcohol-free places where teens can gather can make such a difference. When interviewing Miss Niyonzima, she suggested that
they can create a place where people can hang out after school, just for teenagers to chill with their friends. That way they're not more influenced to drink or something.
The recommendation I have to decrease underage drinking is to build a teen center that would be a fun and safe environment. In Burlington, the only things teens can do is go to a mall, eat, watch movies, and bowl, but at a certain time, which is very limiting. Most of the places being built are more adult-friendly. A teen center can be a place where teens are able to hang out at a lounge area where there would be board games, pool table, air hockey, ping pong, game consoles, indoor pool/gym, and etc. It would also incorporate food, drinks, and music. The teen center would be an area where teens are actually welcomed. Here are the steps to starting this plan. The first step is to find funding for the center by finding wealthy sponsors to support the cause by pitching the idea. Second step is to find a space that will be visible to the public to build on. Third step, promote the center because the more people who know, the more buzz and the members the center will get. Step 4 is to build the center space and supply it with those games, lounge area, and some other cool things that could be recommended in a survey by the teens of Burlington. The positive outcome of this recommendation is a more happy and engaging youth. This would be a safe space where teenagers would feel like they belong. High school can be very tough when it comes to finding a place where you're meant to be, and with this center, it would be a way to have fun with your friends and perhaps make new friends along the way. It not only benefits parents because they feel at ease to know that their teen is able to have fun in a secure atmosphere, but it also creates more jobs for the people of Burlington. With this recommendation and steps, I believe the teenage population will feel not only welcomed in their community, but will overall feel like they matter. With that being said, that's the end of this episode on It's Alphada, and thank you for tuning in. As your host, Alpha, this is me signing out. Deuces.